Tolu Obanro, I am such a huge fan. I'm just going to start by saying that. But for many reasons, he is a Nigerian film composer, and he's made the score for many, many Nollywood films, like The Gangs of Lagos, Brotherhood, The House of Secrets, Malaika, A Tribe Called Judah. You know, he made the soundtrack as well for Jagu Jagun. I mean, Jagu Jagun became the first Nollywood movie to hit 1 billion naira at the box office, if you remember, and he joins me now on the show. And I have to just say that you that line, yeah, you know when he comes, that's amazing. You see, this is what I feel like a film composer's greatest joy should be, where you have people, they should be playing your soundtrack on radio as an actual song.
Yeah, I think I heard it once at a mall, and I was like, okay, let me just go through this. I don't want to scream, you know. I heard at a mall, I heard at a club, you know. I think I've seen occasions like that.
So what's the difference between a soundtrack and a score?
Okay, so soundtrack is just that particular song that is from the movie as an OST, and the score is like the emotive sound that carry a particular scene, that carries all the emotions of a particular scene, that try to express it, heighten it, and give it what it should get from the audience.
So how do you, let's talk about the score first now. Okay. How does that work? Do you have to watch the entire film? Then you now start playing do, re, 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 mi, fa, 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 fa.
So, la 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 la.
How does it work?
Some will say you want to score per scene, like a particular scene score, but most times you need to watch the film through to know what the film really wants, how you want people to feel it, how you want people to understand it. I always cite an example. If as an actor, or if an actor says, I have a bad sound, or you're like, this guy is really, really bad. Yeah. Then if an actor says the same thing, and you have like, this guy is just...
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so that's where that score comes in. Mm-hmm. You try to give the scene what you want the audience to perceive from the sound. That's just what
I love that. So basically, the score kind of controls how we also perceive that particular scene.
Exactly.
If it's a sad scene,
I can easily mislead you.
Can you imagine? But thank you for not misleading us.
I've tried not to do that.
Yes, because I feel like for instance, there were scenes in and I'm going to talk about A Tribe Called Judah. A Tribe Called Judah, right? Because that was by far one of my favorite movies of 2023. Absolutely amazing.
So
yes, it was Funke Akindele. Like, I love the movie, not just because of the stellar acting, but because of the themes around the movie. The themes of brotherhood, you know, sibling love, motherhood as well. That love a child has for the mother and a mother has for the child. Sacrifice. So these are very emotional themes. So how was scoring A Tribe Called Judah? Because it's a funny film, but then it's also serious.
Yes. So for me, after watching like the first cut, which was like over like 2 hours 45, I started like ruminating. I started thinking already like, okay, I'm going to get the final cut of this thing. How do I want people to really feel this? The love between the brothers, despite their differences, the love between the brothers and their mother, the love between that the mother had for the children. So it's a thing where you know that your children are bad, but you got them. So I had to like try to build, okay, for example, where Pere got arrested, I had to like build something around that place that you will not just feel that she rescued her son, you also feel that intense love in between the son and the mother, in between like, okay, this mother almost lost the son. Then that transition quickly into when she was on the bed, about to give up on the whole situation. So that was like a series and a montage of like sound to link those scenes together. So, I mean, I prepared for all that and I tried to like create something that rises from just the beginning. Because at the beginning, you won't be so sure of what's happening. And as it flows, it's like taking to the end kind of stuff, then a cliffhanger to the end and a hit at the end.
So what would you, I mean, I would tell you no, you tell me first. What was the most difficult scene for you to score in A Tribe Called Judah specifically?
The action scene.
Where they were doing the
fights.
Yeah.
So I had to try and
that
not
when they
just
went to what's that store's called?
the
again?
mall, yeah,
Yeah.
to go and steal
To go and
money.
steal the things,
okay,
yeah.
so the difference between just putting music on a film and actually scoring it is trying to understand the scene and steps and every action of the actor, every step of the way. You know, the bad guys came in through 2 different doors and came this way. I had to follow that. Then when they stood, I had to pause that, okay, bad guys are here. Then when they started moving, I picked it up again. Then, you know, it was a long sequence, so it was hard to actually tie it down with just a particular kind of tune and this, and so I had to pause it in the middle, pick the same tune again in a different way because I can't just switch tunes like that. I'm going to distract the audience. So all that took like some time to score, and in fact, I think I did like tries. Yeah, for that one.
You know, I'd always say, I just said something earlier on the show. I said, as a creative, you can do anything, but you see
Yes,
this is what you're
actually.
doing there. It's not everybody that can do it.
Yeah,
Because
I guess.
I also imagine that, apart from the way you are saying it as if you're just plucking the sound from somewhere, you literally have to create the sound.
Yes.
So it literally comes from scratch.
Yes.
And then you did it 3 times.
Yes, before we all got satisfied.
I would say the most emotional scene for me was when
When he died.
I know. I can still
It was emotional
cry.
for me too.
I was like, why did he?
Okay, so
I
apart
know he died very well. He did
Yeah.
like this, and he did like this again, and I was like, don't try. Now, you did a good job because you
Thank
got
you
me
so
crying.
much.
I was in tears.
I was in tears too, I can't lie. So that was also a difficult scene for me to score because, I mean, I understand what brotherhood is. We are 3 brothers in my house, just 3 guys, and I understand that we might have our differences. I know they are looking at me like that. We have our very major differences, but that bond, nothing breaks it. So that helped me to like, okay, these are brothers like mine. So it was hard for me to score, not because it was complicated, but because it was also emotional for me. I couldn't have missed that.
No, I definitely think you're hitting on the head. Now, with the tribe called, I just don't know why I keep saying tribe of Judah.
Because it's
because
directly from the Bible, right?
I'm telling you, with that, it was a mix of emotion. But I think with Gangs of Lagos, now that brings us into soundtrack.
Yes.
You also did the soundtrack for a tribe called Judah, right?
Yes.
So now, speaking of the soundtrack, like, that one is just a one-time thing, correct?
Eya Judah.
Yes, Eya Judah.
Okay, so it started from the trailer.
Yeah.
So we're to make trailer, and then you know now Auntie Funke is always very particular about sound. So she called and like, this is what I'm doing, this is the title. You can have something just resounding like Judah, hey, yeah, Judah. I was like, that would be really nice. And then coming from the name Judah, I think it is more affiliated to churches that play these drums and not talking drums. So if you listen to it, there was no talking drum.
Okay.
It was this djembe, the akubara, and we played all that live. My friend Dotun, and all that was done live. And the Judah song itself, I had Abi around, which is our last one anyway, so he did that. And that was so good.
No way. How long did it take you guys to put together? Because I think where the curiosity for Eya Judah started from was with Funke Akindele's promo.
Yes.
You know, she used to do all those videos that she would do on Twitter and everything. And everyone was like, what is this sound? What is this sound? And then the movie comes out and everyone now understands where it's from.
Yes.
But really though, here's my thing. I think you are like a magician. There are 2 people I think
thank you.
Types of like, well, more than 2. But there are specific careers that I look at with utmost respect because I know for a fact that it is otherworldly. It's a gift from God. Coding, you see, like computer software engineers, that's one. Composing. What it takes to compose. It's one thing to just, you know, listen to music, enjoy, but to compose a song, and not just because you want people to listen and enjoy, but to make it tie onto a visual appealing thing, like a film or a documentary. Now that is not easy at all. But my concern is, I noticed we don't have as much recognition for composers. I had a conversation with Kaline. She's also a film composer.
Yeah, I know her.
She did Breath of Life.
Breath of Life, yes. Beautiful movie.
Fantastic, right? I cried as well. I mean, I know I cry a lot, but I did cry for that film as well. And we were talking about how there's no category, for instance, at the EMBCAs that's dedicated to a score or a soundtrack.
Okay, so I think I don't know how long it's been now, but I've been doing stuff for a while. But the first one I really ever did was King of Thieves.
Yeah.
I was just Ageshikole. That was the
Yes,
first
I
time
remember.
I did something. Then I did Battle on
The
Buka
movie
Street.
was part of the consideration for the Oscars, and I remember that.
Yeah, then Battle on Buka Street, and then I got nominated for 3 movies in that category last year.
That was AMVCA.
AMVCA.
But what were you nominated as?
For soundtrack.
Okay.
So it was there. I think I've always seen it there. So I was really shocked. Not just shocked. Okay, so let me tell you something briefly about sound. I think like every other country, there is always that thing that is called change. And then change should be towards improving things and not just, going the other way. Now, if you look at the Oscars, we have the best
Best original song,
best soundtrack, best
score.
And
is
I
also
think
there.
like that's one of the biggest awards in the world.
Of course.
So I think if we are going to get better, we need to understudy these things. The things we used to know are not the things that are out there now. Those days you can have someone just do the same person will do the sound design, the same person will do the dialogue, and it will come out very bad because the person is tired. And of course the person is not perfect in all that. Sound composition is supposed to be like very important. And I think it was important until this year, and I don't know why. I'm not saying, the MVCA, thank you so much, they do a lot of...
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, putting this together is not easy.
And I was really looking forward to that because, if not anything, 2023 was a momentous year for Nollywood.
Yeah.
So I was really looking forward to seeing some of these sounds and, scores.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I'm really going to clarify something. You can't say best sound design. That's a very wrong term to say. I'm not correcting anybody. I'm just saying... Even go online. It's just you can't even score by Google. You can't even describe that using Google. You can describe that looking at the work people do. Sound design is just putting footstep where it should be, hitting the table where it should be. That is sound design. I'm on putting all the follies or the things together. But music is just supposed to be different.
What do you think that category should be called?
Well, if you want to give singers a category, give them best song performance for a movie.
Okay.
Then best music score should be for music composers, and then best sound editing should be for sound design. That's okay.
So sound editing. Now you have opened up because I'm now because when you think of this, the best song performance, like you said, best score, but when you say sound editing, isn't that what you do?
So there's a thing about sound editing. It's like sound editing is like you now have a footstep somewhere. Somebody slaps someone, you hear another boom, plus that slap, those are like edits of SFSs.
So just giving it like more body.
Heightening the whole thing. Yes, that's about that for sound editing. You can't call every of that sound design.
There are too many people.
If it's supposed to be called sound design, I think Oscar would have grown to know that by now. So I just think, I think we are improving, and I think over time, both MVC, everybody will do better.
So what's next for you? What's the next project you're designing?
Well, I just finished.
Why are you laughing?
So I think about the movie. I just finished Ajakaju, Beast of Two Worlds.
Because what's smiling? I understand. But that's a big deal. That was another intense movie as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you just did Ajakaju.
Yeah, there are some titles I can't mention yet, but there's just a lot coming.
Okay, well, anything that's coming from you, Tolu, I am here for it. I'm listening. I'm excited. And thank you for giving us beautiful sounds. It's such a relief to watch a movie. And, I know one of my peeves at some point in time would be watching a movie, and then the soundtrack is so high.
Yeah.
I can barely hear what they're saying. And I'm like, what is it? And it's not all these. I'm like,
I feel your pain.
Why are you doing this? So I'm so grateful for what you do, and I hope that a lot of people, including filmmakers, begin to understand, and at whatever level, whether you're doing it up there or it's a low budget, but you understand that music is such an integral part of filmmaking, and we take that much more serious. So well done, and thank you.
Thank you so much
for joining me today. Absolutely.